Hi, this is Ravi from the Nifty BN channel. A new week and a new technical outlook video on the Nifty 50 index. Let's use option chain analysis, Fibonacci retracement, support and resistance zones, trend lines, and weekly pivot points to do just this. We are looking at the 60-minute chart of the Nifty 50 index. Nifty has been trading in the range of 11,050 to 11,250 levels for the past few sessions. So look for a breakout either at the bottom or at the top and take positions accordingly. That is, you might want to take a sell position if there is a breakout at the bottom and a buy position if there is a breakout at the top. Remember to wait for a candle to form and hold before taking a position. Now let's switch to the daily chart. Nifty has posted a bearish hanging man pattern candle on the daily chart on Wednesday, but followed it up with a strong bullish candle, thereby negating the pattern. This indicates a strong bullish undercurrent among the traders, and any correction at this point would be bought into. There is a huge gap resistance at 11,382 formed on February 28th, which would act as an immediate barrier. Also, Nifty is more than halfway through the 11,269 to 10,942.65 gap formed on March 6th and needs a closing above 11,269 for any further up move. The index is also above all its key daily exponential moving averages 20, 50 and 200, signaling a bullish trend. The 200 EMA is currently at the 10,819.96 level. If we draw a Fibonacci level from the top at the 12,430.4 level to the bottom at the 7,511.10 level, the 61.8% retracement level comes around 10,551.29. The index has already crossed its 61.8% retracement mark, placed at the 10,551.29 level. The next logical level will come in at the 78.6% retracement mark, placed at the 11,377.75 for the index. This level would act as a strong resistance for the index, and this also coincides with the huge gap resistance at 11,382, about which we spoke earlier in the video. In the coming week, bulls are expected to make a higher move initially, till 11,300 to 11,350 range, where they would face a confluence of resistance. Supports would come at 11,050 and 10,900 levels, and a break below the same would push the index to 10,700 and 10,550 levels. Also, as we discussed last week, if we draw a rising support trend line by connecting all the swing lows and a rising resistance trend line by connecting all the swing highs, you can see that the Nifty index formed a rising wedge pattern on the daily chart. This pattern is still intact. You might want to take a sell position if there is a breakout from the rising support trend line and a buy position if there is a breakout from the rising resistance trend line. Also, if we draw a rising support trend line by connecting all the recent swing lows, it is evident that it is holding above the 200 EMA, which is at 10,819.96. As always, I recommend the low risk bullish installment collar strategy for those who wish to go long and the bearish installment collar strategy for those who wish to go short. You will find a link to the video in the description. Now, let's look at one of the common mistakes made by beginners when they start trading options. On the other side of the video, we will look at the option chain analysis. Mistake 6. Blaming the broker for your losing trades. Most beginners end up blaming the broker for their losses, as it is often the easiest thing to do. They blame the broker for hunting the stop loss, but the reality is different. It is not your broker that is hunting the stop loss, but the big institutional players, that is, the pension funds, mutual funds, and insurance companies, who can read from their charts where the beginner traders place their stop losses. Most brokers are honest and trustworthy because they know a good reputation is good for their business, and also because there is a regulator above them to enforce standards and discourage bad behavior. But if you suspect any foul play, you can take up your grievance straight to the capital market regulator, the SEBI. SEBI has a dedicated web based centralized grievance redress system known as SCORES, which enables investors to lodge and follow up their complaints and track the status of redressal of such complaints online from anywhere. Another common misconception is that brokers place opposite trades on the exchange for their client trades. But this is not true either, as any such activity would be noticed by the exchanges and regulators, who not only do audits but have real time monitoring systems. Also, the broker would end up losing significant money eventually on the impact cost alone. Impact cost, by definition, is the cost incurred by a buyer or seller of an underlying while executing a transaction due to the prevailing liquidity condition on the counter. The more the number of transactions, the more is the impact cost. So, if in reality a broker does place opposite trades, it would have to pay a bigger price for doing so. Now let's look at the option chain of June 30th monthly expiry. On the put side, it is evident that maximum open interest stood at 11,000, followed by 10,000, followed by 10,500 levels. While on the call side, maximum open interest was at 11,500, followed by 11,200, and followed by 11,300 levels. For identifying strikes where there was significant option writing, we have to skip at the money strikes and identify those strikes with a positive change of open interest. It is evident that on the call side, there was significant writing at 11,300, 11,600, and then 11,500 levels. And on the put side, significant writing was seen at 11,000, 10,800, and then 10,300 levels. For identifying strikes where there was significant option unwinding, we had to identify those strikes with a negative change of open interest. It is evident that on the call side, there was significant unwinding at 11,000, 10,500, and then 10,800 levels. And on the put side, significant unwinding was seen at 11,500 and then 11,300 levels. This indicates there is a potential resistance at 11,300 and 11,500 levels and a potential support at 10,800 and 11,000 levels. So the trading range can be between 10,800 to 11,500. Now to pivot points. Weekly pivot points are theoretical support and resistance levels based on the previous week's high, low, and close values. Last week's high, low, and close values are 11,238.60, 10,953.40, and 11,194.15. Based on these levels, 11,128.71 is the pivot point, 11,304.03, 11,413.91, and 11,589.23 are resistance levels, and 11,018.83, 10,843.51, and 10,733.63 are support levels for this week. I would advise to book profits in long positions and re-enter at lower levels at about 11,050 to 10,900. The bullish sentiment is still intact, but a small correction is expected. as most momentum indicators are suggesting the index is in overbought territory. Thank you for watching. Please post any questions you have in the comment section. Also, do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.